Hey everyone, Kevin here with Divinely Design, and I have a soap video today. I think this is going to be relatively short because it's not really a fancy design or anything. I'm basically going to be throwing a whole bunch of stuff into my oils and then mixing it up with my lye water and pouring in a mold. That's pretty much it. I'm going to be doing a bee themed soap. Now, I've done this before. This is probably one of my favorite soaps of all time that I've ever made. And so I'm going to remake it, and this is a little bit different. I always like to tweak things. So my recipe is a little bit different than the one I previously used. This is a little bit of a softer recipe. It uses shea butter. Takes a little bit longer to solidify in the mold if you're going to use this one. Give it a little extra time before you try to unmold this, but I'll have the recipe down below. Now, I'm using a couple of different bee-related products. So I'll be using bee pollen. This is bee pollen. You can get it in the supermarket usually. People like to eat this. I put it on yogurt every once in a while. It smells fantastic. It has a really like earthy and honey kind of smell. I've taken it and I've used a spice blender and I've ground it up. Now this looks like a lot, but it's only about 3 tablespoons, I think. Once you grind it, it sort of fluffs it up. So I'll be using that, some honey, and some beeswax. Now my beeswax I have mixed with some of the oils from my recipe, and I heated them up. Now it's starting to solidify, so I'm probably going to have to put this back in the microwave for a second here. But I took about an ounce of beeswax and mixed it with some of the oils from my recipe, and then just heated everything up. And I'm going to whack this back in the microwave for a few seconds here. So obviously temperature is very important when we're using beeswax, so I'm soaping a lot hotter than I normally would. My oils are right around 145, my lye water is around 110. And when I put this back in, it's probably going to be around 145 also. Other additives that are going to go in, 2 tablespoons of sodium lactate, 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel, and then for sort of coloring, I have some Fuller's Earth and white willow powder. White willow bark, if I remember correctly, has the precursor to aspirin in it. So if somebody's sensitive to aspirin, I would leave that out, I suppose. But it is a very small amount. It's probably not going to affect anybody in any kind of way, but just so you're aware. So I'm hoping this will give it a little bit more of a tan kind of color, a little bit darker than just a natural soap. And the bee pollen will offer some sort of textural look to it, but I want more. I want some more flex. So I have some flax seed powder, and this is really mainly just for kind of an aesthetic kind of look. I only have about a teaspoon here. I may add a little bit more depending on sort of how it looks. I guess you could say it adds a little bit of exfoliation. The same thing with the bee pollen, but not a lot. It's still pretty gentle. So, and then I have some oatmeal milk and honey fragrance oil from Brmble. I'll be using a mold from, I got this off of AliExpress, but it's kind of a cake mold actually, but it has these individual cells, so I'm only going to be filling it up so I get individual soaps out of it. And some of them have little, hex, little bee cells, and then others have little bees on them. I'll probably have extra, so I also have my Copra acrylic mold. I really don't use this mold that often. It makes a beautiful bar loaf of soap with glass-like sides, but it's a little bit hard to use. You have to line it with acrylic sheets. You can see it's sort of held together with rubber bands, and it's a little bit finicky sometimes. I don't know if the company is actually open anymore. I know they closed for a little while. I'll try to put a link down below if you're interested in it. It's actually from, the Maldives Islands, I think? I can't remember, but I had to order it from overseas. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but I'll have a link down below if I can find that link. Okay, Let me heat up my beeswax and oil here a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm going to add everything into my oils and kind of mix them up before I do the lye water. But I'm going to do the beeswax and the oil first, just in case when I put this in here, the beeswax sort of solidifies. I may have to reheat the oils a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Let's just go for it. So this is pretty hot though right now. I think mixing it with the oils and then heating it helped a lot. Yeah, I think that's fine, but let me give it a little mix here. Good, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to add in everything else really. So fragrance oil, my white willow bark powder and Fuller's Earth, my bee pollen, flaxseed powder, sodium lactate and aloe vera, and my honey. Now, honey obviously going to make things speed up. Temperature-wise, we're pretty hot, so that's also going to speed things up. But again, I'm not doing any swirls or any colors or anything like that, so I don't think we'll have too much to worry about. All right, let me give that a little blend. Okay, I think I'm going to add a little bit more flaxseed powder, just because I want more of a speckled look in the final. Okay, it's probably hard to see on camera, but that looks better. I think there's a lot more sort of specks in it. And again, I'm really just doing it kind of for the aesthetics of it. Okay, here we go with lye water. Okay, that is about perfect. That's just the look I was going for. You know, kind of a tan, darker than kind of a normal soap color, with little specks in it. And I think that's perfect. Okay, so I have my mold on a sheet tray, a quarter sheet tray, just to give it some stability because this is pretty flimsy. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of pour it in the middle until all the little cells fill up. Okay. It's actually a little fuller than I wanted it, but no big deal. I'm sure the soaps will still come apart pretty easy. Oh, this smells so good. I love oatmeal milk and honey fragrance. And then, you know, the beeswax has kind of a honey smell to it. I love the smell of beeswax. And the bee pollen has kind of a honey, earthy scent to it. So I think you lose a lot of the, you know, those natural scents in the final product. But right now, I can smell them because everything's nice and warm. Okay. Clean up my mess here a little bit. That's really it. I'm going to tap these down, and I usually put my soaps in the fridge, and I'll tell you that's probably the #1 question I get is why do I put my soaps in the fridge? And it's really just about preventing gel or partial gel. So sometimes you'll get that partial gel ring that occurs in soaps and you get kind of a darker center. And that's really all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to prevent that partial gel. Some people like to force gel. That's what oven process, cold process oven process is all about. But I like to try and prevent it, so I usually put my soaps in the fridge. I'm not going to do that with these. These are really hot to begin with. I have honey in here. These are almost assuredly going to gel. They're going to continue to heat up, and there's just probably nothing I can do about it. So, but again, because of the design of the soap, it's all one color. It has those flecks in it. This is kind of individual little soaps. It shouldn't get any partial gel. I may get some partial gel in this. We'll see. It's still a small mold. We'll see how it goes. But okay, that's it for now. And after the break will be the unmolding and the cutting and all that good stuff. All right, stay tuned. Okay, everyone, here we go with the unmolding. So it's been over 24 hours. It's been, gosh, might be close to 36 hours. Okay. And getting this last part off is sometimes a little hard because it wants to stick to the acrylic. Okay. All right. Now this, as I said before, this gives like these super smooth sides. I mean, it's like glass. Look at that crisp edge you get there. That's so nice. I'm going to turn it on its side, and these are a little smaller than the tall and skinny ones, so I'm gonna cut them about 1.5 inches. Okay, just to get a nice size bar for the final result. Now, this is a perfect example of partial gel. So you see this dark circle in the middle. That's the portion that gelled, and the outer portion remained ungelled. Now, I knew this was kind of going to happen. There wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. This will get lighter as it cures. So, and especially with like this tan color, it becomes fairly imperceptible. Now, you may still be able to see the circle in the middle, but it'll become much less pronounced as this cures. So, it smells fantastic. And the tops came out really nice. Sort of a monotone kind of look with it. These are good sized bars. So normally my tall and skinny bars I cut at 1 inch. And they weigh right around 4 ounces, a little over 4 ounces. These are going to be heavier. But they will make a nice sized bar in your hand. Oops. Okay. And you can see this is an end piece. So the end, which was against the acrylic, didn't hold as much heat in. So you can see we didn't get the partial gel ring there. But this is exactly the look I was going for. Kind of this speckled look. I really like that look for this bar. So, okay. Alright, that was the loaf, and let's bring out, I started to do these, the little hexagons. They came out pretty nice. Now some of these I may need to work at a little bit more. Oh, good. I was a little concerned that the bee might not come out with a lot of detail, but that's great. And I may need to clean up the edges a little bit as I break them out of here, sort of. They kind of have, rough looking little bottoms to them, but I can clean those up pretty easy. Okay, I think, that's pretty much it. Just going to take the rest of these out. Comments, questions, leave them down below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and would like to see more like this. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. And check back here for more, soapy and paper crafty and all kinds of crafty videos here at Divinely Designed. And I think that's it. If you have a suggestion for a soap or a crafty project, you're always welcome to leave them in the comments. I do try to read every comment. I usually try to respond to every comment also, whether it's just a, sort of an acknowledgement of thanks or whatever, but I do try to respond to most comments. Sometimes I miss a couple, just because, I don't know, it seems to go in spurts. I get quite a few comments, and then I'll go a little while without getting so many. So sometimes, especially after I release a video, I get kind of a lot of comments. So if I miss one, that you were really looking for a response to, don't, feel free to ask again if I somehow missed it. But I will try to read your comments. So, okay, that's it, everybody. Have a great day. Bye. I'll have some still photos after the video. Thanks.